Hey guys, welcome back to another video with me. I'm James and this is The Kid Designs. Today we're continuing on my series called the 2020 Design Olympics. Don't know exactly what that is? Check out episode 1 right here. This week we're going to go over alternative posters for the cult classic movie, AKIRA. We'll go over 3 designs and we're going to break them down on how effective they are visually in terms of composition, color, and detail, and see how well they act as a replacement for the original. At the end, I'll rate them individually and award them points based on all of those categories I just mentioned. So stay tuned till the end. But before we begin, if you're new here, hopefully you like what you see so far, so much that you'll want to hit that like button. Not only does that help me out with the YouTube algorithm, it really encourages me to push harder and try harder to get these videos out to you with high quality. On another side note, hit that subscribe button so you can see the next video when it comes up. Plus, you'll get to see me. Without further ado, let's get on with the video. First things first, what is AKIRA? According to Wikipedia, AKIRA is a Japanese animated post-apocalyptic cyberpunk film directed by Otomo Katsuhiro in 1988, based on the manga that he created in 1982. The story is set in a dystopian 2019, following the main character of Shotaro Kaneda. Kaneda, as he's called, is the leader of a bike gang, and his childhood friend Tetsuo Shima, after experiencing a motorcycle accident, gains telekinetic abilities and threatens the future of Neo Tokyo. I would show you a clip, but you know, the copyright overlords. So as we can see, it's a very simple poster, and you immediately notice 3 distinct elements. We have Kaneda's bike, which is red, and Kaneda with his iconic red outfit, and the AKIRA title with the katakana characters spelling it out, AKIRA. This iconic look is actually something that many people have tried to emulate and use compositionally for series of yesterday and today. Like I said in the beginning, a really big portion of why this, in my opinion, was super successful is because of how simple the composition is. It just has these 3 main elements, which allows this red, very important visual cue in the movie, to stand out that much more. Moving on to design number 1 with Bruce Yan. So, the first thing I notice is that this is a very, just like the original, centered, symmetrical piece almost, although it does incorporate a little bit more of this sort of rotational, circular aspect. We have the tendrils of the arm of Tetsuo. Right there, here's Tetsuo, but we have his arms, a sense of chaos. The circular theme is repeated throughout. We have rotational motion, as well as here, which is right behind is AKIRA. It's this chamber that he's held in. You immediately glimpse Tetsuo and you follow his arm, and then you go into the circle, which contains the 3 main elements from the original poster. A lot of the focus is relegated to the Tetsuo figure. Tetsuo is the antagonist of the story, and so it lends less focus to the protagonist, Kaneda. In terms of color, I'm really glad there's actually just 3 colors. I think any more than that, it would have been a little bit much. The striking red is, I think, a little bit muddied because of this grain texture that it's almost like pointillism art. Now, that pointillism allows a lot of detail to be created. It acts as a shading mechanism. These elements, I think, give away too much of the story, unfortunately. On a good note, though, the extra detail allows you to sort of hide some elements you would rather have not seen if you didn't look close enough. Like we have a bunny, we have the car, we have the teddy bear, and those are all important objects in one of the more pivotal moments of the movie. I think if the original didn't exist, I think this would work very well. But comparing the 2, I think in terms of simplicity, there's nothing like, you know, simple things. Bruce Yan actually has some other art, like this Batman poster, that utilize that power, but unfortunately, it's not showcased here. Like I said, unlike the original, it's a little too busy and it reveals a little too much of the story, which I think the original intentionally leaves a lot of stuff out. to keep you in the dark. Moving on to design number 2, we have Christopher Shy. All right, so with Christopher Shy's design, all I have to say is, wow. This alternative is rendered in the macabre style. If you don't know what macabre is, disturbing and horrifying because of involvement with or depiction of death and injury, which, leaves you wondering, what the heck is going on? But in my opinion, I think it should be that way. Compositionally though, this stays pretty true to the spirit of the original by mirroring the symmetry on the vertical axis. I gravitate towards this center piece here, and this sort of beam of light, actually. It's this darkened figure. You can probably guess by now who this is. It's Tetsuo. Surprise. Like I said, it starts out here and it kind of goes up to the top where his face is. And then my eye traces the cape and follows this light arc all the way down straight to Kaneda, who is still with his back to us like the original. And this light beam implies that there's maybe motion. From here, I go to the lower right-hand corner. I follow the black shapes that pierce the blue miasma back up to Tetsuo. That's just what my eye does. After I reach back to Tetsuo, my peripheries open up again, and I can glimpse the chaotic and visceral textures composited into a murky and uncertain abstract snapshot of the desolate Neo-Tokyo. That was intense. With all of its colors, we can feel that intensity because there's like a stark contrast between the light and the dark and the red, which reminds us of blood. Although there are many colors utilized here, I feel they all work in service of this visual journey that makes us feel that Kaneda is pressing on towards death's door. Something I find very interesting. Just past the cliff, we see this small triangular light area. I wonder if Christopher Shy just did this to symbolize that there's a brighter future still existing on the other side of the horizon. I don't know though. What I do know is that Christopher Shy creates contrast and detail as well, not just color, to separate sort of unnecessary elements from the elements that are meant to shine. I think a lot of people would have thought that this was a superhero movie, actually. The idea that this poster's aim is to obscure and pique your interest makes this a very serious rendition faithful to the original. On to design number 3, and we have Jairo Guerrero, or Jairo Guerrero, if I'm trying to be safe with the name there. We have the Neo-Tokyo that lies before Kaneda as he stands atop the rubble of yesterday. So in terms of composition, we have the same elements: bike, Kaneda, and the title. I think at first glance, the rubble and dilapidated buildings framing this new Tokyo was a smart idea compositionally. It could also be that this is showing a glimpse of, like a glimmer of hope that the movie will not lead you into extreme depression. I feel like maybe keeping the katakana characters overlaid like this, it's not as striking as I think it could have been. And it would act as an anchor point for the viewer's eyes to begin the visual journey straight from the title to Kaneda. Following the light beam from the broken light post, you'll see the city full of lights, and as you look up, you'll see these power lines, and you'll especially notice this one right here. You'll sort of follow this back into the rubble, and then you're back on this cycle, just like that. It's interesting that all the reds here, except for the AKIRA title, are dull shades of red, and I can only associate that with a faded cityscape muddied by pollution. It's too lifelike. It almost seems like a set of actual photos were composited to make the buildings in the background. Maybe you use these pictures as references to get that sort of accuracy. You snatch max points on detail from me, man. I'd say it still tries to emulate the same idea of the original, where it's like leave the viewer wondering what the heck is going on, which I think is nice. Although I don't think catfishing would have worked well, for people going to see the movie based on this poster expecting to see a highly polished, fully detailed movie like portrayed here in this poster, only to be met with a cartoon. I think they would have been just a little peeved. I'm sure a lot of casual moviegoers would have probably asked for their money back. That said, if we were talking a live action movie remake, or maybe even a CGI version, I think this alternate poster would be perfect. Okay, so now we've reached the end of the video and we've got to tally up the points, which I've been writing down on my old Note 8 phone. Cool. So I'll display them on screen here. Alright, if we were judging solely on points alone, you can see the winner. And you know what? I think we're going to go off of that standard for this time because that's how much I love the winner's design. So, the second piece to hold the title of Design of the Week in the 2020 Design Olympics is Christopher Schei's design. Congratulations, Christopher Schei. Your alternative AKIRA poster is amazing in my book, but it's all my opinion, and that's where I want to end the video. Maybe if you disagree with me, why don't you go ahead and comment down below and let me know your thoughts on which one you thought was the best, and why. Certainly it's my preference and I'm choosing who it is taking the title, but I'm always up for debate and I like hearing your thoughts, so let me know in the comment section below. And I hope you enjoyed watching, laughing, learning, and experiencing these designs with me. Like I said before, a lot of research and time goes into making these videos, so if you like what you see, let me know by destroying that like button and subscribe so you get to see this guy and all the future content that I make. If you want to be notified when the next one does come up, hit that bell icon, and I'll see you soon. This is James with The Kid Designs. Thanks for watching. Peace.